Welcome to our week 2 battle for the MBT. I'm Gryoin,
And I'm Sai.
and today we have a very fun battle. This is our second battle, which was against the team San Clemente Sky Whales, which was Hunter and Juke.
Two pretty good battlers.
So, first we'll go over the poker paste, as always, so we can detail our thought process when building the team, and then we will show the battle in replay form, of course, considering this battle was conducted like 2.5 months ago.
Yeah, it's really been a while, hasn't it?
So in the corner we have their team. This might be outdated, as in we might have built for an older variation on this team. I can't remember. This is just the team in the dock when we're recording this. So we had to fight the Uber Lugia along with the Heatran, Komo, Bronzong, Galvantula, Alolan Raichu, Mega Blastoise, Tapu Bulu, Gliscor, Umbreon, Primeape, and Gengar. Just a couple things to point out there is one, there is a Lugia, very bulky. Two,
Mm-hmm.
there's Bulutran.
Very
And
powerful.
three, there is an Alolan Raichu without a Tapu Koko.
It's still pretty good with nasty plot, but not as fast.
So we'll move on to a quick recap of the team builder. And first here we have Kibo, the Magnezone with the Assault Vest. Uh, I'm gonna assume that was for like Raichu, Gengar, Galvantula, all the special attackers that are not Komo, and probably also Komo actually because Omni boosting was banned.
Yep, because that Magnezone, when you slap an assault vest on it, it's very specially thick with two C's.
Its special defense is fairly passable, so it'd be able to eat a lot of hits and then get off very powerful attacks. Of course, it has electric stab as well, which is great because probably one of the things we're most afraid of is that Lugia. Uh, we're not sure what it's going to try to do considering this is doubles, but like Toxic Stall, Whirlwind makes a lot of sense, as does like Subcom Mind. So we have to be ready for both, and so having a strong attacker, hence the modest nature and max special attack EVs, is a very good idea. For the same reason, we have the electric Oricorio
Little burb.
with the substitute and enough. Every single Pokemon here has enough speed EVs to outspeed whatever the nearest speed tier is, aside from Piloswine, because it's a Piloswine, and why on earth would it ever have speed EVs?
Yes, Palestine does not need no speed to be able to
So
lead.
on the Oricorio, there's Hidden Power Ice, because this mon really doesn't get a lot of coverage, and it hits the Gliscor. Same reason that it's on the Magnezone. And then there's Z, Hurricane, and Substitute. Which leads us into our next mon. Would you like to talk about our good friend?
Of course. Right here we have Bridge the Masquerain with a Focus Ash in order to survive hits, and its first move is the most important of all for its move. Because as you see our previous Pokemon, Oricorio has the ability Dancer. So with Quiver Dance, both Masquerain and Oricorio will get the special attack, special defense, and speed boost.
Of note is that Oricorio is faster than Masquerain, so it has to use the substitute first, which honestly is the main reason it has substitute.
Exactly, it gets a free substitute and the stat boost in the same turn.
The other moves on Masquerain are two more types of speed control because speed control is always good, and Bug Buzz, so it can actually do some damage.
Yep.
It's really not an exciting Pokemon because every week Masquerain comes with at least three different types of speed control.
It
It's
is the Speed Master.
honestly, it did a lot for us.
It
Very
did.
support mon. I don't think it got a single kill. I don't think it ever got off an attack that did more than 20%, but that's beside the point.
But it did what it came to do, and honestly, that's all we really can ask from it.
And of course, the next mine is the mascot. We have here a Piloswine, a baby thick, of course, with
Two
no Stealth
C's.
Rock because we put it on the Crocodile. He's coming up next, uh, with triple stab, and it's fat.
And it got toxic for what it can't hit.
Yeah. for Lugia, basically.
basically, and has max
And
defense.
Umbreon, I suppose.
Yep, has max defense for those pesky physical attackers. It didn't really
So,
need attack because most of the things that it was hitting with its stabs were taking enough damage.
I love Piloswine.
It
Next
is
one
so
is
good.
our Choice Scarf Crocodile with some interesting EVs, but really, it's those four attacks that matter. Those EVs, enough speed to, I think Crook is base 96, so it's enough speed to outspeed, that wouldn't be 96. What is Crook's base speed? Not sure.
Mm.
Either way, I'd say it would be enough for Mega, Scarf Primate, but I don't think that was the case. So maybe it was for like Scarf Bulu or something. That makes sense to me.
Hmm.
Scarf Heatran, maybe?
Do people run Scarf Heatran?
Oh yeah, Space 77. It was popular in Gen 4.
Huh.
I don't think it's popular anymore, and Heatran's taken on more of a Spadef role, which, I mean, wouldn't surprise me to see here. I'd be more surprised to see Scarf Heatran in doubles than I would be to see anything else.
Hmm.
Regardless, we have Stomping Tantrum because obviously Earthquake isn't as good, especially if we're running the Magnezone, and then Knockoff is secondary stab, and it's a great move generally. Also hits the Lugia. Rock Slide. Uh, why did we have Rock Slide? I assume just because it hits Lugia and whatever is beside Lugia.
Yes, because it was better than I no, I think it was the only move. Because I don't think it gets
It's
Stone
the
Edge,
flinch
right?
chance. It's the flinch chance because of the choice scarf. That is why we had it. And then Stealth Rock, because if Lugia isn't out and we have Stealth Rock up, then when it switches in, we break the multi-scale.
And that is big.
That is so important.
And
And then finally, we have Lele, the Tapu Lele, with the
our
most
our favorite Uber.
basic of EV spreads, and an Iapapa Berry in case it, you know, gets knocked down to that range, with dual stab, HPIs for the Gliscor, and Focus Blast to hit Bronzong.
As
And
always,
also,
best berry is Papa Berry.
of course, it had to be Papa. We can't use the other ones. It's always got to be Papa, unless Papa doesn't work.
Hmm.
So without further ado, we can move on to the battle.
As
And here we go. You can see they brought the Lugia, Tapu Bulu, Heatran, Mega Blastoise, Umbreon, and Gengar. And
so
this is a fun one.
yep, basically they brought what we expected them to bring, and and as you can see, it looks very scary.
The one thing they did not bring that we kind of expected was the Gliscor, but of course, we brought a lot of hidden power ices, and we have the Piloswine, so it shouldn't surprise us that it's not here.
Yeah.
So biggest threats upon immediate team preview is Bulu can be pretty scary when our switch in is Oricorio and Masquerain and Magnezone. Uh,
Lucia's a
None of which
wall.
like Rock Slide or Superpower. Lugia is a huge threat, and Umbreon is pretty defensive. I mean, we have Toxic, but Synchronize is also annoying. So here we have our leads in order to get off our strategy, and they lead with that.
It's things are not looking good here.
I mean, things don't look good because look at those threats and look at our trash. But our
Hmm.
trash are our friends. And
As you can see
as bad as
from Mr. Mams here,
they kind of do, they really do.
they look very outclassed. But you know what? They're trying their best out there, and
What more can we ask?
exactly.
So, looking at them, we go, Lugia is definitely not max speed, which means it's time. So, up goes Oricorio's sub for the Quiver Dance, as we are going to, first the Quiver Dance, and then we are going to get hit by an eruption from like zero speed. I think it's Quiet Natured Heatran actually, just minus speed. Interestingly, they protect here and toxic the Oricorio as we break multi-scale on the Lugia and get up some sticky some tailwinds of our own. Yet somehow this Masquerain is still alive 2 turns into the game,
Yes, that honestly was one of my biggest surprises. Why they didn't do another eruption.
or literally anything else.
Yeah,
But Masquerain survives, or Corio would have lived, because even with the Spadef boost, and yet there's a Masquerain still on our screen. So on this next turn, they're going to bring out the Umbreon, and we're going to Z Hurricane into the Lugia for not as much as we would have liked, but for enough. And up come the Sticky Webs, and down goes
finally,
the Masquerain.
Masquerain goes down. What a hero! Gets a tailwind and the sticky webs up,
And a Quiver Dance.
and the quiver dance.
That's just insane.
But
So
little Burbs still standing.
out comes our second electric type to take down the Lugia. We're behind 5-6 right now, but I don't feel too threatened because, you know, Lugia is not looking too hot.
It's 37%.
And
And
down it goes. It died to Oricorio.
this is the one of my favorite turns. Seeing the Oricorio just fell the Lugia. That was just amazing.
So this next turn, we agonized over for a little bit,
Yes.
but it didn't end up mattering because we just get faked out regardless. The Magnezone in on the Toxic was actually because we expected the Toxic, though,
Yep. Now
surprisingly.
this very next turn, I started to say that we should Hurricane over there at the Blastoise spot because I was expecting the opponent to switch into Tapu Bulu.
Whereas I was saying we should Revelation Dance because the Blastoise is staying in.
And I eventually relented and we went with Revelation Dance. And this is what when it ended up happening.
Behold, Bulutrad in its finest form. If we had Hurricaned, it would have done so much damage. Regardless, actually, probably would have killed with that Volt Switch damage.
Hmm.
Regardless, out comes one ground type, and with Oricorio falling, out comes Lele. So here, we're still behind, but look at Tapu Lele, and look at their team, aside from Heatran. Webs are still up, so Lele outspeeds Gengar.
And we get rid of the grass terrain, removing the nerf on ground type moves.
So things look pretty good for Lele right about now. So I think this turn actually also took a while, and it's a pretty funny turn because
They double protect.
there's 2 double protects. So we clicked Moonblast there, expecting the Umbreon to come in as we Psychic the Bulu.
Hmm.
It didn't. And we say, well, sigh. They didn't switch last turn, right?
What
They're gonna
makes
stay in.
this? What makes the think they're gonna switch this turn? Let's just do this exact same thing, except psychic instead.
And there goes Heatran, and there goes Bulu. And with that, we take the lead, and their 3 scariest mons are dead.
And the webs are still popping.
Here we get off double target on the Blastoise as it rapid spins for some reason. I don't know how much that would help the non-Scarf Gengar. And down it goes, and Umbreon, he takes the Moonlight with 0 offensive pressure because it's an Umbreon. Out comes Spooky Greg the Gengar, and down goes Spooky Greg the Gengar to Scarf Crocodile, and the rest of the battle is basically just trying to break through this wish protecting Umbreon, and
Which
it's
lasted way longer than I thought it would. This
oh
was a powerful Umbreon.
it lasts way too long. Like how many turns do you think this is gonna be? I'm gonna put this on fast because it's at least a couple more. Oh no, not the Spatak drop.
Very long.
Here comes turn 16. It should be obvious that we win at this point, and Piloswine can pick up the kill. Good job, Piloswine.
And the crowd goes wild.
Regardless, this battle is very fun because of the Oricorio, doing exactly what we set out to have it do with the help of Masquerain, and I am very happy that it worked out
The
in
dan-
this league.
the dancer strat was one of my favorites in this entire league.
Th
There's
this
there's
might be my
only
favorite battle,
there's only this one there is one moment coming up that does match it, but we'll get to that in another video.
and it's hard to beat Masquerain and Oricorio taking out Bulu, and Lugia. That's so good.
I was very happy with this match.
And with that, week battle 2 comes to a close, and thank you for watching.
Until next time, stay powerful.
Adios.